Hello, everybody, and welcome to whatever this is. It's Friday! Are we supposed to eat fries today? I think. Maybe we're not. We'll find out. Adam K says he prefers pizza. That's fine. Can you fry pizza? Try some fried pizza on Friday. If you're gonna make us wait, at least play music. I thought I played music. Come on, Dada. Didn't you get the intro? Reload. Chadwick Dupre, Wiki Snow, sup to you as well. How are we today? Sora Luna, hello again. Messing with my bot today. Privileged white male, it's Friday. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Now, let's start off with some cool things I'm trying to do. I was working on before the show and couldn't get it to work. But apparently, I can let you guys command the bot to play music on my end. But I couldn't get the music to play to where I could push it through. So that's not working yet. Alright, so from there, I would like to do a little self-promo. I have these sweatshirts. I think that tag says $35. It's a little overpriced. I'll make some new ones later. I thought my wife's phone is going off. I thought it would be best to come up with something cool, maybe change out of the green sweater. I'm gonna mess with this sweater a little bit and pull the tag off. It's still new, pardon me. You're high. Awesome. It's Friday. Pound me too. Welcome, Pink Salmon, to the chat. But you're just a tiny little fish. I'm just a tiny little fish. But there's a sweater in the store. There's also a sex toy bag in the store. That's interesting. But I might as well promote that instead of myself because I don't know what my schedule's going to be. Like I said, I've been applying for jobs. I got an interview lined up for Monday. And I spent a good part of today and a chunk of tomorrow working on a landscaping project. Doing my best to try and provide for the bills. You know how it goes. I'd rather sell a sweater. So, crap, I had a topic for tonight. What was it going to be? I forgot what I was doing tonight. Oh, shit. Alright, well, either way, we can mess with the bots. Let me see if I can rip this tag off the sweater. Alright, now that that's gone. Huh, I still like the sweater. Want a bone. My human isn't here. Finman. Okay. So, welcome everybody. I don't know what we can do. Let's start with some FFAs. Alright, let me get out of this setting here and go up to the commands. Let's hand some stuff out tonight. What are we going to give away? Command is raffle prize is going to be 500. Everybody has permission. Ticket cost is 10. Max tickets is 10. We're going to reset. And open giveaway. There we go. So apparently you type in exclamation point raffle, no spaces, and then it says there on the screen, entry cost 10. Type in exclamation raffle space amount without the parentheses, I think. I'm not sure, to join. What else? I'm working on switching out of the Fussbot into the Streamlabs bot. If this works, guys, I'm going to transfer all of your points over to one bot. And then for certain amounts of points, you'll be able to play sound effects for certain durations of time. In order to get points, I think on this bot you get exactly the same as the other bot. So you're double accumulating right now. But every minute you're in here watching, you gain 1 point without a wrench, 2 points with a wrench according to Fussbot, but not according to the other one. And then it changes. I'm still working on adjusting all those settings to do more with it. As I do it, I'm not sure how it interacts with the rest of Streamlabs. So I'm kind of trying to figure the two of them out together and separate. Hey, Big G. Oh, now it started. I can't talk already. Hey, Big G Fuzzy Beard. How are we doing? Topic. How about rambling? Topic about rambling. Oh, perfect. a topic about rambling. I'll ramble a little bit about topics that have crossed by. That's perfect. I will ramble about what happened today. So I've gotten several comments about, or not about, but in a I'll let you guys know. Not trolling, but attempted intellectual trolling. I go to the TYT videos, and when they say something I believe to be stupid, I will put a nice, thoughtful comment in there. And most of my thoughtful comments are so well written, I still get somebody back that goes, but you know, you live up to your name, NumbedSkull. How's that? But today I'm thoroughly impressed. So TYT did an article about the Portland, or was it Portland, Washington? Plymouth, Washington, somewhere out there, the school district went on strike for the first day. Scratches Big Chief Fuzzy Beard's beard. Oh, well, there you go. So Portland school teachers, we'll call it, went on strike for a day. Actually, I can tell you. Let me go to the internet on this phone. Tacoma, Washington teachers went on strike. And they went on strike for the first day of school because they want pay increases. And this isn't the first time we've heard it. We hear it over and over again. I'm sure I've mentioned it at least a few times on here. So how I feel about school, and I've discussed this, is it's really dependent on taxes. Everything that's state funded or local funded, it's usually dependent on tax income from something. Taxpayers pay for it. I continue to wonder where all this money keeps getting moved around in and out of the government from. Welcome, Nella. How are we doing? So as my phone loads up, I hope it doesn't freak out my internet much because I don't want it to. I pulled up a 440-page report from the Tacoma, Washington School District going over their 2015, 2016, 2016 to 17, and 2017 to 18 school district budgets. And I looked at some of the stuff going on in that budget. Now, these teachers probably feel like so much money is being spent on things for the school, but they're not getting increases. They did get an increase, but, and I realized this kind of toward the end of the conversation I was having on this, that I hope you brought a big gun to this crap shoe. Wait, where is the little gun? I've also got the rocket launcher, but I don't think it's set up individually. I'll have to work on different settings for this. I looked at the Washington school district budget, and I was looking at the different schools, and understandably I only got about 220, maybe a little more pages through this 440-page report because I was about halfway down on the needle. I was looking at how much money was being spent, where it was being spent from, where it was coming from, and I stand a little bit corrected, not entirely corrected. The taxes that come from homeowners in Tacoma, Washington, roughly 30 or 32% of the income that goes directly to the school from taxpayers comes from taxpayers. There's a large chunk that comes from state funding, which obviously has to come from some sort of tax on something in the state. And then there's federal funding. There's certain grant eligibility on some of the years, not on all of them. There's property sales and allocation, so I guess renting areas out for the school. That was a small chunk. I got quite a ways through this. Sorry if I'm ignoring the chat for a minute. Just bear with me as I ramble. So I got a long ways through this, and I tried to carry on the conversations before I had to go do something else. And I thoroughly enjoyed somebody actually having a conversation. My argument is that teachers, this is how I feel, that teachers should make, as state or local employees employed by the government, should make somewhere around the average income for the geographic area that they live in. So if a teacher works in an area and that area's average income is $30,000, then the teacher's average income should be around $30,000. An argument came up that the degree they have to be a teacher should be accounted for, because if a teacher has a better degree or a more expensive degree, that should give them the opportunity to make more money. I go fair. However, it should be incrementally and not exponentially increased. So what seems to happen is people think with the degree they get a lot more all at once, and it shouldn't be like that. If you have a degree and you end up in the public sector, you realize that your degree is going to help you in the ability to place for a job, but it might not necessarily increase your income at an exponential amount, maybe an incremental amount. You'll get 0.5% or 1% more than somebody else who has a degree below you. This is, welcome TA, sup? Great, I need to stop procrastinating on my comic artist career, will always be stagnating. Yeah. Everything's running. Was that still? That is moving, right? Yes, it's moving. Okay. Just making sure everything's working, trying to keep this going. I also realize that, to me, a couple $100 million for a school district in Tacoma, Washington probably isn't a lot of money, but damn, that just seems like a lot of money. Especially when they're doing a capital renovation project on several schools in the district all at once. Okay, so you have teachers on strike for the first day of school. You have schools still being remodeled and things still going on. You have large amounts of money being spent on these projects, and things aren't going according to plan. I have a problem with that because, again, these are government employees. And whether or not you agree, you realize that you work for the government and the government provides for the people. So by you going on strike, the people who have already paid for your service, because taxes are due quick. Doesn't matter how much they are, they're due, or you lose your house because they want their money. Doesn't matter if you want them to go up or not, they're going to go up even if the vote goes no, because the budget goes up either way. So, planning. No, that wasn't what I was at. But planning. Schools need to start planning for the things that they intend to do. Did I find out why the boss spazzed out? No, I actually forgot to go back and look. If it does it again, I'll have to keep an eye out for what it was, because I couldn't remember what the command I saw flying by was. I shouldn't say right? That's a horrible thing to do. Stop that. No. Damn. Alright, so in Tacoma, a large amount of money is spent on various different things in the school. I have the 2017-2018 annual budget. It is 440 pages. Damn it, it reloaded. I lost my place. I was about 200 pages through this, but let me go backwards. The schools are between 48 and 111-year-old buildings. So you're looking at $28 million, $30 million, $40 million, $58 million, $30 million, $28 million, $31 million, $29 million, $32 million, $29 million, $32 million, and $10 million blank, and then another $30 million. Totaling $407 million estimated building upgrade and repair total for 1 year. 1 year. They want to upgrade almost every building in the district the same year. Alright, so here's a problem I have. I understand this is happening in a lot of schools that have been around for a while, that they're just encountering the problem where they're their building and their services are hitting the point again where the technology isn't upgraded enough. They can't get enough service. They have to continuously do new things to make this work, and it really should be upgraded. Fair. Wouldn't you think that a school district at the point where it has these projected large sum projects would plan them out better and have not necessarily a slush fund, but a discretionary repair and upgrade fund that they can plan out how long in between things being done in the school they can plan for the next thing to be done. So I understand. I'm not any economic genius or anything, but I do understand math and numbers are large, and these numbers are just too large. I don't know what kind of money is brought in by the area, but people say that businesses should put in. I'm wondering how much of the money goes to business tax. One of the comments in the chat I was having under the TYT video was, and I forget where in here the number was. It was the administration. How much was being paid to the administrators? And it was near the top. Not too close to the top because there was not a whole lot of real information in the top of this thing for the first. Here we go. Economic enhancements. No, is that the one? No. Impacts. Tax increases. Oh, there's student policy, so I must have gone too far backwards. Enrollment trends in K through 12 have been going back up. Headcount enrollment by grade going down. That's weird. Free and reduced lunch going down. Legislative and local impacts. Cost of living adjustment. Expenditures. Revenue. Alright, where was it? Compensation. Bus drivers. Is this in millions? See, yeah, there is a lot of information. At one point in here, I was looking at the administrative services, and I forget exactly what the amount was, but I looked over at the teachers fund, which had an increase from the previous year, and the administration had another increase in the previous year. That percentage-wise was a little discrepancy between that and that of the teachers. Here is one question I have. In paying for employees, hi Red Feather, how are you doing? In paying for employees, this goes back to the accord. That's what I was originally going to talk about, the accordion economics. I was going to write notes down. Never mind. But this goes back to, even if the teachers don't get a raise, if the cost of the insurance, if the cost of paying something out like retirement, if the cost or expenditure of having those teachers there because of new governmental requirements, which there's pages and pages of governmental requirement breakdown for special ed and did I see an ESL? Or what, I think it was an ESL. There's a whole bunch of special requirements, but there's budget allocations separately from regular teachers. So how many regular teachers are there? That became a very good question. That at 220 pages I found nothing about teachers. I'm not too bad. I'm in good spirits. I have an interview Monday. Looking forward to having a job that will give me something that I can count on. Sorry, my Wi-Fi sucks right now. You're fine. Just listen in. Hopefully this is some important information for some people here and there, though I'm looking at stuff on my phone, so I can't really present it. And then I'll get back to fucking with the bot, I guess, here in a minute. In looking through the budget for Tacoma School, other things I noticed were the upgrade projects and the costs and expenditures and what they were doing, and trying to figure one to myself, well, if you have this many schools, why are you not staggering out the repair to reduce the expenditures of the repairs to these schools? If the expenditure for the repair to the school is that bad, why aren't you doing one school at a time, emptying that school out, spreading it through the district a little better, and then repairing that school while it's empty throughout the year? Take your time, get the project done on a set time frame, and then begin the next school. So every school in your district will be on a rotation period, upgraded and maintained. It's not really all that difficult if you plan it out. It also might be a lot more cost effective on the budget. One argument I hate hearing that some people don't understand is, well, we'll collect taxes and the government will pay for the rest. Everything comes from taxes. The government has no money without taxes. We don't donate money to the government. Other countries donate money to governmental parties, but the government gets its spending money from taxes. In a comparison that was presented, it was Sierra Leone, and apparently their new leader, whatever, something Bio, which I thought that was weirdly stupid. Bio is his last name. He is saying, or there's an article reading that schools will be free in Sierra Leone. And then when you go through the information and look at that, which is probably why I only got 220 pages through Tacoma, when you go through the information and look at the Sierra Leone school plan, what he's done is double the amount of money going into the school system and cut back on other economic viabilities to take that money and put it in the school system. If that works, that's fine. If you dump more money in that your economy can't sustain, that's going to hurt you. What if move to a less centralized system, back to a one-room schoolhouse, to buy a large house in a neighborhood, small classes, and tech to connect them all, no buses? That is a fair argument, Data. I can't necessarily, one as a father, two as a taxpayer, agree with any of that. I don't think... I will keep going because there's more to my explanation. I don't think that the taxes for schools will ever at this point go down. I don't think either that with all the requirements to support those who can't do as well as others, which I half understand and half think they blow way out of proportion just to get funding. With that, the spending's gonna stay high and the requirements they have are there. The problem I have with it is you have teachers that knowingly go into a job of what I refer to public service, because you are a public school teacher working for a government. You are a public servant. They're trying to make far more than the average income for the area they live in because they think they're poor, which is understandable because the average income for a lot of areas is below the poverty line. And to afford some regular, not only necessities, but amenities, you need to make more money. And there never seems to be enough of it because people want more money. So to put it in perspective, I will try to explain my accordion economics with the sound of my voice. As the time goes by, dollars buy less and less. Yes, this is why. Let's say you have a $10 minimum wage in your area, and the economy seems to be doing roughly well, but some people are complaining they want $15 an hour. That $15 an hour sounds awesome, but if the person working flipping burgers at a minimum wage job starts making $15 an hour, and that was the average breakdown for a teacher in that area, well, then the teacher starts to feel underpaid because their money's not going as far. And this is why food service wants $15 an hour. Everybody gets $15 an hour. Now when you buy your food, the price of your food goes up to cover the higher payment for the employee. Now you go to work, you need more money to pay for the food that you want. You can't find another job because an employer no longer can afford to pay as many employees with the same amount of money. Even increasing prices, now the demand is going down because people can't afford it. They have to let an employee go. Fewer jobs. No, Nightbot, ignore. Okay. As this continues to spiral, the people that do have money are paying more for things. Let's say you do have a job and you manage to keep your job and your income's relatively well and you're paying your bills. All of your bills have to incrementally go up just a little bit, a percentage each, maybe a little more, plus fees to make sure that the people that are doing their job for that company are getting paid their increased salary. Your taxes go up because now you're paying more for something. So not only are percentages, but fees and everything also increasing to compensate for the salary of government employees also doing their job, possibly being paid a little too much. Plus there seems to be an unbelievably large administrative staff. That's another thing. I also agree with psychologists and behavioral therapists and all kinds of shit. Yes, actually, and I think too many of them. There's also people hired from the school to make sure the school's following certain laws. There's people hired to the school to make sure certain articles. I haven't read through all of that. I'm not entirely certain what they are. I want to say like 3, 4... and something else are perfectly followed to the letter, and there's all sorts of other stuff added in there. If you look at the administrative chart, it's far more people than I thought it was. They might not make as much as I thought they did, but that's because it seems that the administrative staff is a good percentage of the overall staff. Luna's leaving? Wait, who's leaving? Have a good one if you're leaving. A lot of higher ups in education have 6-digit salaries. There is that, but it's not just that. Back to accordion economics. When the percentage increases and your amount increases, your taxes increase. This goes back to what data says about decreasing the value of every dollar. So let's say you make $10 an hour and your expenditures you're probably getting maybe $300, $350 a week, if that, after taxes. And now you're paying out incrementally more in your taxes as you get a higher paycheck. So you go to 15 at 40 is a $600 paycheck. You're probably getting about 450 of it if you're lucky. You're getting a bit more, but still not a lot. And then when you go to buy something, that's going to cost you more, and then the tax on it's going to be more because the cost was higher. And this begins to ripple through everything you do. So the higher wages around you are, the more expensive things get. The accordion part of this, as I'm losing viewers discussing education in my dumb accordion economics, the accordion part of this is even if your rate goes up, you can't afford it. You then get closer to poverty as the poverty level comes up and begins to meet other people. So let's say in an area that is going from 10 to 15, you have somebody making $15. At what point are they seeing an increase? You just saw a 50% boost in your pay, and now they haven't. So they've just been lowered to where you are as you've been brought up. And now they can't afford anything either because they had all of the prices around them increase, which means where they were stable, they're no longer stable because the prices have gone up. Slightly off topic, but I heard Obama said the reason the economy is doing so well is because of him. That's awesome. Honestly, the economy is doing... I think I'm back. Let me know when I'm back. Sorry, guys. That was not me at all. YouTube just canceled out my feed and then restarted it. I went green, red, off, buffering, green. I have seen this on other streams today as well. Oh, I'm not liking it. They don't like what I have to say. I said bad words about Obama. He might be a good guy. He did horrible things. He allowed for and encouraged the increase of wages, which just makes more people poorer. So, back to where I was. I apologize now that I've lost even more. Always something with you. It is always something with me. I always got to have something to talk about. So, Obama. Let's talk about Obama. You're trying to raise the wages for everybody. That's a great thought. Did you understand what the ripples of raising the wages would be? I'm robotic. Well, maybe I'll have to cut the show early. I restarted everything fresh. Unless my kids are on the internet with their phones, which they better not be. Then, this is not me. Do you want me to get the roboto? No me arigato, Mr. Roboto. Domo. I'm green, and I lost a lot of viewers in that. Ha 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 ha, guess what? Monkey butt. Wait, why didn't the robot come back with that? Kids. Kids. Yeah, kids are a problem. You're fine for me now, Numbed. Okay. Oh, wow. Is that one behind it? Am I behind? Let me take a sip of something. I'm getting a dry mouth. I could pick up where I left off, or you guys could throw me something else to chat about here, but I disagree with the Tacoma, Washington school strike on the first day of school, and especially for their reasons, because I don't think teachers even understand that a part of what goes into the increase goes into their benefits that they're required as state employees to get, or in some cases even federal employees. Apparently there's a couple of them there, as well as security and resource officers and special administrative officers, and apparently people to dictate what a letter is. I don't know. There's a lot of staff in that school. I couldn't get a teacher count, or maybe I didn't get to it, or maybe I missed it because I was trying to go through 200 and something pages, 400 pages as quick as I could. I did get into another argument on another video. I love doing this. It was also another TYT video. Let me look at my YouTube account and see what my last comments were. Hey, look, I'm live. It's telling me I'm live on my homepage on my phone. That's ridiculous. Alright. Drunkle is live with an aftermath. Cool. Where was my last comment from earlier? This is the government employee that was from the school. I caused trouble. Ooh! I'm going to talk about Alex Jones. Here we go, guys. I had a lot of fun with this one. Yes, Red Feather, I like to pick on TYT content because this voice VPN service to receive a perfect score annoys the living fuck out of me to start with. And then when he goes, of course you're racist. Of course you're a bigot. Of course you're a fucking moron. Whoops. Of course. Oh, just saying that gave me a headache. Or maybe it was listening to the voice. I seriously got my headache back. I thought I just got rid of it. Alright. I can be lengthy in these. You might laugh a little. So they were comparing something he did to Nazi Germany. And I'm sorry, I've done too much research. Fat Brown Buffalo. Their name just pisses me off. Yeah, it does. It just... Anna, she's so pissed off, she's not even cute. Not even cute. She's got a nice body. Not even cute. When they sit there talking about progressivism. So one of their comments had to do with how something that that Alex Jones was espousing was like in Nazi Germany, and that was good to be prohibited. And this is my rebuttal. Or it was because he got banned from Twitter. Compare everything to Nazi Germany. Okay. German papers and news media banned views and opinions deemed not to align with the direction they were trying to take the country. This made it so all the people heard was one side. That side was persecuted. The side that persecuted anyone that didn't agree, as well as lifted those who were aligned with the direction of the state. They restricted access to those who they deemed unworthy. Today, people are losing access to financial services, media outlets, and what was considered a public forum of the internet. Yes, sites have their rights to remove content they don't like, so they can then hold up viewpoints they prefer. This isn't the same, though, right? Free speech applies to the government allowing the silencing of speech. The government is also supposed to protect free speech and the rights of people and organizations to disseminate their opinions, regardless of the opinion, short of calling for an act of violence. I'm still reading my comment here. Whether he is right or wrong, crazy or sane, his viewpoints are and should be aired freely to allow the analysis of his views versus those with other views. It is then up to the people to decide. Whether you remove that decision from the people, when you remove that decision from the people to see other views, you get something akin to Nazi Germany and the persecution of those who don't align with the beliefs. You don't have to agree with someone or even like them. In fact, feel free to hate Alex Jones and never pay him any mind. Removing him will make people wonder if he is espousing truths, and some group or groups may wish to hide from the public. How does that saying go? Sunlight is the best disinfectant. How many replies did I have to this? 8. I had way more replies to the school one. What have I missed in the chat? I can't see. NumbedSkull, come on, dude. Anna, she's better than you. She's fucking better than us. I'm fucking better than you. Yeah, I'm fucking better than you. If you're a white Nazi supremacist, I'm fucking better than you. Fucking bitch. I bet her pussy is so fucking dry. Is that hate speech now? Is that hate speech? I'm sorry. Am I hating Anna Kasparian? How do I know her name? I don't want to know her name. Okay, so I had a reply on here. Sunvet. Yeah. This is a reply. I'm not going to read the name. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. Does it mean YouTube, Twitter, and so on should unban all those ISIS, Al-Qaeda, etc. accounts where the rapist spewed some babble as to which his raping was free speech and therefore those vids should stay on YouTube? There are limits to free speech and Jones crossed them. Ages ago, he was warned, crossed him again 1,000 times, and then he got what he deserved. You want to fight for free speech, freedom of the people that were banned for poor reasons. I'm fighting for all of them. And you guys are going to like one of my long rebuttals coming up because I was getting a little bothered by the way the sounds were going. Speaking of stupid Annas, the dumb bitch from the think tank got fired. Really? The blonde? Now, she was cuter, and she was nicer. I bet you she got fired for sexual assault, though. Or false accusations. I may not agree with you, but I will defend you to the death your right to make an ass of yourself. I absolutely will. Why am I giving them playtime? This shouldn't be playing. Somebody says, you see, that's the problem. Limits to free speech, which ain't actual free speech. There should be no limits to free speech. This was a reply, not mine. Somebody replied to that, you guys know how this works. It's kind of confusing when you read through it. Yes, but she was ditzy. Yeah, but ditzy's kind of hot sometimes. She tried to be smart. You can admire her and think she's cute for that, you know? What can I say? There should be no limit to free speech with, kind of an implied question it looked like in parentheses, pop ellipsis. Would that include me constantly smearing you, posting your address, and calling people to kill you and your children because you are the spawn of Satan. Think of an upside-down world where I'd have millions of rabid followers. To be clear, that's not a threat, as I wouldn't do that. I don't have your address, nor do I have such an audience. Everything has limits. The whole discussion is about where those limits should be. Me. Causing physical, bodily harm is illegal. Agreeing with or disagreeing with it is not. The line, when an individual crosses from free speech to bodily harm, advocating for rape is wrong. However, you are free to do advocate. You are free to do I can't write apparently. You are free to do advocate for it until you actually rape someone. Telling people they should do something is free speech. The person acting on the order or suggestion is the crime. Somebody replied to something in here. To be honest, I wouldn't care if people was calling for me to be killed or giving me and my family death threats over the internet because I know it's only words. We live in snowflake society now where people get offended and hurt over disgusting thing or word. Also, Alex Jones did not even get out any names or addresses on the Sandy Hook victims, but it was some of his followers that found out the information themselves. So it should be the followers that found out the names and addresses of the Sandy Hook victims. Who should be in trouble? Not Alex Jones. Again, you're attributing Alex Jones to be responsible for telling people something. It's the people that listened and are stupid enough to believe certain things. But, if freedom of speech is taken away, then the dumb and silent we may be led like sheep to the slaughter. George Washington. Keep 'em coming. Keep 'em coming. Next. A. What do you care if it's not particularly the problem? Some people don't mind people trying to kick their ass. B. Even little me has received death threats on the internet, but those were just noise. That guy. Read more. Wow, there's a lot of read more. That guy that came to the pizzeria and pulled the trigger inside was very different from that. Jones made his dumbest followers really hate people and then see them the enemy in cosmic battle. An enemy that has to be put down. Such threats are very different from the noise of those threats I've received. C. He didn't dox them personally, but he might just as well. He's the one that turned those families into actors. He's the one that portrayed them as deceitfully actors helping confiscate their guns and so on. He made a living of hell for those families, of which have had to move 7 times because of him. There's enough blame to cover Jones and his sheep. They were culprits in this. Again, did Jones do this to you? No. He's a crazy person who talks. Crazy people that talk will keep talking crazily. Crazy people that listen will do crazy things. You can't blame the crazy person that listens on the crazy person that talks. Blame the one who acts it out. I think you all should go give hate to some random channel. It's not my fault if some random channel you know gets hate. I just think you all should do it. And so do it. What? If you're the one that goes to the channel to give hate, I don't go to TYT to give hate. No. See, that's why I said random. I didn't name anybody. That's not, see, there's the crazy person. I'm not the crazy one, they're the crazy one. No, they're not the crazy one. I was just listening to him. I will fire my laser! I know, Dada. I'm not even going to read the chat. I know you're going to respond to that part. Oh, this one's directly at NumbedSkull. You are responding to a post I sent to someone else. Nothing wrong with that, but it's just that the post was crafted as an answer to a specific question. I was showing the limits of free speech, showing a video of you, not you. Raping someone can be banned and that ban can't be opposed because some bollocks was spewed somewhere on the video. Free speech has limits. Advocating for rape is wrong. However, you are free to advocate it until you actually rape someone. You are wrong. Telling me I'm wrong because that's what I said. Telling people to rape someone is not legal. Telling people they should do something is free speech. Depends on what you say they should do. If killing someone, for example, then it isn't. The person acting on that order or suggestion is the crime. Wait, I'm not replying. Never worked that way. Yes, it did! Hey, you should go steal shoes for me because I want shoes. Okay, boss, I'll go get you some shoes, boss. Okay, thanks for bringing me shoes. Here, have some of this drug money. Thanks, boss. You committed the crime too! I told you to do it! Until you did it, there was no crime! You didn't coerce with me! Well, yeah, I guess I'm buying, stealing shoes and me paying you too. That's coercing, but if I'm sitting on a radio show, you all should go down to the bowling alley, and the bowling alley steals all your money. Is that my fault? Nightbot says no. That's the first one I saw. That's what I'm going with. Alright, so it's hard to find a fair example to relate. It's got to be a stupid but rough example for just quick understanding. So that's all I'm after. I responded with, fair point. I don't know why. Oh, it crossed that out? I don't know why it did that. I wrote, fair point, good dialogue. Stating someone should be murdered versus stating we need to murder someone. The suggestion of committing a crime versus the calling for a crime for the committing of a crime. I will agree these are different. This is the example I gave. This is why I think this was my fun part of today. We need to kill Hitler, for instance, is free speech. We are going to kill Hitler is inciting violence. I used Hitler for fair reference of an already deceased individual. And there have been no replies since. I don't know if my comments are banned from everybody else to see now. Because I said Hitler.
I might get banned from YouTube for playing with Hitler. Hi Hitler. Hi Hitler. Not Heil. 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 Hi Hitler. Hi Hitler. I live on a hill. Heil Hitler. Hi Heil Hitler.
I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I lost it. Numb's gone numb. What time do we got here? Numb's gone numb and leave Hitler alone. Leave Hitler alone. He was just doing what he thought was best. Passing laws in a democracy. Not a democratic republic like we are. They all blocked me. As soon as I put Hitler in there, I was probably done. TYT's like, fuck this guy. He's off our chat. He's in here every week or two commenting on like 8 or 9 videos and starting shit in the chat. And then once in a while he talks about us on his tiny little channel. Stop laughing, you look stupid. I like laughing. Fuck you, Nightbot. Oh, leave Hitler alone. He did everything right. Now, interesting, I think I covered this at some point. Hitler killed a lot more than just Jews. He killed everybody that disagreed with him. Well, they didn't all die. Most of them just sat in prison and slowly wilted away. It's funny. We'll have to look into the camps again. Ban video! Okay, I don't want to go there. I'm not Sinatra. I'll stick to the facts, only the facts. I'll laugh at only Hitler dying. Because he shot himself. What a moron.
Do you think he could have come back for the Fourth Reich if he had not shot himself in the head?
Would his family have disavowed him if he had better explanations? No! Did he shoot himself in the head, or was one of his 8 doubles the one that killed himself? So if they wanted to bring Alex Jones on their live stream, would they be banned? Alex Jones, you want to come visit me? I want to bring my male vitality pills! Absolutely. I can't do that voice. That hurts. Now I'm having too much fun on my own show. See, once I get rid of the headache, I just can't listen to Cenk Uygur talk. The other thing, let me, did he really shoot himself, though? It seems to be up in the air as whether it was actually him. At the time when that happened, I forget where I read this, so don't quote me. I want to say he had several. I want to say the number I remember was 8 doubles that were responsible for making sure he was protected. 8 people to Blair White can interview Alex Jones. Really? Then I can do it too. He might get me like 1 million views. And then I can make $1. Yay! $1. I like my new sweater. I need to add some depth and make it look like I'm actually wearing it. Yes, I need to make NumbedSkull look like he's wearing the sweater. This is my new outfit for a while, guys. I'm going to play with this. This is what he's going to wear. I'm also working on some cool effects because other things don't work for me. But it's going to take time. A whole lot of precious time. Warning. Okay. I don't think that's... that was screeching, not screaming. I hit the wrong button. Well, I guess it kind of matches my singing, though. Good tune, says TA. What else is there to talk about? Oh, yes. Yes. The exceptionally editioned dumbasses that hop on there with their videos on TYT now. And I noticed their content is heading in a certain fashion. Somebody else noticed in one of the comments that I was reading that the TYT seems to be adding a lot of their own commercials to the beginning of the show to get people to go to their other networks that are all monthly fees. I wonder if they're worried about getting censored off of any platforms for maybe hate speech against people. That's a possibility, wouldn't you say? Doing a show on inbreeding and the rise of fundamentalist in Islam. I'm sort of going to do a show on inbreeding as soon as I get enough information. That's what the folder is on the side. I know what the overall scientific outcome roughly is going to be, and I'm trying to ask somebody. I need to figure out a good person to ask about in this field that I can get hold of. Escalation. Those who make conversations impossible make escalation inevitable. You don't know what you don't know. The NumbedSkull. Boom. Quote me. You don't know what you don't know. Oh, I said, I need a zapper. I need to, like, zap the scar in my foot, which would feel horrible, because every so often it tingles. It's one of those. Molyneux did a video about elections in Brazil and how someone got shot. I haven't seen it yet, though. I have not either. I did watch a weird video that popped up on the internet a few days ago about a black kid and his grandmother being pulled over after they got picked up by a white old lady. So apparently the old ladies were friends, and one went to pick up the other and her grandson. And somebody had stopped a cop car and told them that 2 people were robbing this old lady. And the kid got detained and put in the back of the cop car while they talked to the old ladies. Because somehow 2 people is all of a sudden 1 people. I don't know quite what to think of this because there's no additional information. There's the cop referring to the guy who should be around the corner waiting for him, seeing what's going on. And I'm wondering, it kind of, to me, and I could be very wrong, the cop sounds like in his voice he's unsure. And the way they went about, I could be very wrong. I'd like to see either like Officer 401 or Donut or even Mike the cop look at this and tell me what they think. Because there was a demeanor about the officers at first that didn't feel right. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I read too much into things. Interesting video, though. Definitely interesting. Everything seemed mostly okay. The kids seemed a little shocked. Didn't really see a situation. But then again, cops do have to respond. How they respond, I guess, I don't know. Maybe I read into it more than I should. You never know. Guys, if you are in my Discord and you find cool or weird articles, or you follow me on Twitter and you see cool or really weird articles, or something that just you think my opinion might be needed, or I should, you know, headbutt it and maybe jump in. I might not always, but sometimes I'm kind of looking for that stuff where I want to get interactive and have a conversation and be asked a question that I didn't think and go looking for the information. That's what I did today, and I went looking for a lot of information, and I found way more than I expected on a school in Washington State that's nowhere near me. Never even been to Washington State, believe it or not. So with that, I think we're going to end on this hour. I don't like to go too horrible long. I will leave the bots running for a little while. They shall be running strong. Asked a question. You want to be asked a question? Asked a question. Question in your ass. The claim, hate speech is not free speech, implies free is a type of speech as opposed to how speech is treated in a free society. Michael Malice. Ooh, that's deep. Like the 6-foot hole I sleep in. Thank you, everybody. And that's this button.